FSBO, for sale by owner, or FSBO. If you're not in the real estate world, you might not know what FSBO means, and that's okay. FSBO is an acronym, meaning for sale by owner, and it obviously means when an owner sells their home without an agent representing them. There are pros and cons to this strategy, so let me explain some of them in a completely unbiased way. Just the facts here on out. Let's start with the pros. The first and most obvious pro is the cost savings. When selling a home with an agent, you can typically expect to pay 5 to 6% commissions, 3% to your listing agent and 3% to the buyer's agent. But when you sell FSBO, you'll only be responsible for the buyer's agent's commission, assuming you're selling to someone who is represented by an agent. This can significantly reduce what you owe in commissions come closing time. Another pro is that you'll have complete control over the sale. Essentially, the buck starts and stops with you. You'll have total control over the listing price, what improvements you make, and who you show the home to. Now, to be honest, for pros, that's a pretty short list. Most sellers just want to save money when selling on their own, and the fact that they control every aspect of the process can be seen as a bonus in the beginning, but not so much as the process unfolds. So let's take some time and talk about the cons. The first and most obvious con is a lack of strategy, pricing strategy. Because public access to market data is limited, homeowners have no clear way of knowing which homes are selling or aren't selling, and because closing prices are not required to be publicly disclosed, there's no precise way to compare one home value to another. If you underprice your home, you could be losing way more than the commissions you'd pay to a real estate agent. If you overprice, you just won't be able to sell the house. Another con is a lack of real estate knowledge. In any given real estate transaction, there can be upwards of 200 plus steps in the process, and all along the way there are legal terms, acronyms, and other types of jargon that can be very, very overwhelming, especially for an inexperienced seller. Escrow, contingencies, title, you'll need to know all of it. And if you miss an important step or forget to sign a legal document, it can cost you thousands of dollars. And finally, the last con on the list is the complete control that you'll have. I know I listed that as a pro above, but most sellers come to realize that this is actually a con after they start the process. You are responsible for every single step of the process, and it takes a serious amount of time. Most people come to realize that the list of to-dos is dizzyingly long, and it can almost feel like a full-time job once you get into it. And that's because it is. Real estate transactions deal with huge sums of money and can oftentimes be messy and complicated. I can promise you that selling your house is indeed a full-time job. If you're up to it, more power to you. But if you'd like help, message me. Let's chat about your home's value.